All right, perfect. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Anton. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much for being with us today. So
Right.
we should have met each other actually end of last year, but fortunately we found another moment to have this discussion together.
Right.
Actually, the first time we met you was at the Silene. People who look at this channel, I think they already know very well the Silene because 50% of the time I'm there, and 50% of the content we are doing is basically at the
Yes.
Silene, which is a super nice wine bar in Hong Kong. So at that time, you were training sommeliers around a table. And actually, Mathieu, so one of the partner of Le Silene, told me, you have to interview Derek. He's one of the most interesting guy in wine in Hong Kong. So you guys should do something together. And so here we are.
So, I'm always very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
No, it's a great pleasure to have you. Yep. Can you start by introducing yourself?
So I'm Derek. So basically, I'm from Hong Kong because we are in Hong Kong now, right? So basically, I'm as you see it outside, I was doing some education with the younger generation. So many, so mostly I can say I'm educator. But my task actually is a bit complicated because I also like doing a study as well. I'm full-time Master Sommelier exam candidate as well. At the same time, also sommelier as well. So my task, which is complicated, but most likely I'm doing education. I'm also teaching WSET as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you start in the wine industry?
I think I used to drink a lot, but I was working in the bar. Basically, I was working in Lan Kwai Fong. That's why it's really been for a really long time before. So I started to like drinking. Who doesn't like drinking, right? If you want to be actually working in the wine industry, the first thing you to enjoy is all about alcohol. This is important. But at the same time, I work actually on the floor as well. I used to sell so many alcohol because I like alcohol. I want people getting like happier. So that's why I want to see people drinking alcohol, right? At that moment, we have a lot of beautiful champagne. We have a lot of wine as well in Lan Kwai Fong. So basically, I don't know nothing. Okay. I don't know anything about wine, but I can sell because I just want to encourage the people drinking alcohol. And I was actually one of the best seller in the restaurant. And my general manager told me, "Hey, Derek, you sell a lot of alcohol and wine as well, but you don't know anything about wine." And okay, I said, "Yes, I don't know, but I can sell." And she encouraged me and said, "Hey, you better study WSET. We're gonna sponsor you everything from our company." So that's why my journey starts from WSET level 1 and 2. And of course, I passed. I didn't destroy by WSET at that moment. It's really long time before, for like, I don't know how, over 10 years, 15 years before, I guess, as you remember. And after that, I started to understand about wine and started to create my interest to study everything even further. So I did my WSET level 3 and I passed. And after that, I see a different certificate called Master Sommelier. And then I tried that. And then fortunately, I passed again. I passed my IS and certificate sommelier in 2014, which is a really long time before. I'm happy. And I think that at the moment, I started to understand about more wine. And when I see a lot of people that bring their wine to my restaurant, if I sell some wine, at least I can tell them a story behind the winery, which is happy. And yeah, that's it. So that's why I start my journey by someone encouraging me to study about wine, which is I don't like study. I'm a poor student. At the moment, I didn't study my university as well. I'm such a poor student, I can tell you. So that's why at that moment, I started to think, if I want to get promotion to get higher position, so why not study something and then you promote much more faster, because I was the captain at that moment. Of course, after that, I started to be, my position is just like helicopter. It's just like promoting to supervisor and the finally restaurant manager at that moment, which is crazy in 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So yeah, that's my journey.
It's fun how you started just like selling stuff.
Yeah.
don't even knowing what you're selling, being
Right.
like, yeah, this is good beer, this is good champagne, go for it. So Lan Kwai Fong, for
Right.
people listening to us, if you're not from Hong Kong, is basically the place where you have like all the nightclubs and the bars and like very festive neighborhood of Hong Kong, and very like the atmosphere is very different from traditional sommelier environment, with nice restaurant, white napkins and stuff. It's definitely not the atmosphere of Lan Kwai Fong. So it's fun how you transition from a place where you just like sell shit ton of alcohol like that to serving more specific stuff.
We have a lot of alcohol. As you remember, we serve like Lamborghini. I don't know, do you know this kind of cocktail or not? It's like famous Lamborghini.
Okay.
We used to serve it, especially having birthday. It's one of the most iconic famous cocktail to make people drunk. Like crazy.
Okay.
Where you have one Lamborghini, one famous Lamborghini, you get drunk. I'm sure. Normally people maximum two Lamborghini, and you're
What's in the cocktail?
This is actually famous cocktail. It's created by a lot of alcohol inside. I cannot remember. It's a sambuca. I forgot what's the ingredient, but there's a lot of ingredient inside. So in blue color. So we normally use a little bit 151 on the top. 151 is actually one of the strongest higher strength rum, but it's not any. They're not producing anymore. It's from Baghdadi.
Okay.
So it's one of the most easiest to get famed spirit. You want to try? Maybe you can find it from eBay. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to try this one. Maybe a few years before I would have been keen on that, but now, with the age, as a grandfather would say, I take more and more time to recover from going out. So might skip this one.
I still like absinthe because I still encouraging people drinking absinthe because a lot of people surrounding me, if they know me very well, I drink a lot of absinthe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm big fan of absinthe. Everything from anise, I really like. Even chartreuse or even something like that, I really like that. So
I find this crazy. This alcohol is absolutely crazy. I had it once, but the traditional way. So it was like a big jar, and it was dripping on the sugar.
Yeah, sugar.
And then you would drink it. And but it was not in France because I think in France it's forbidden. It's a forbidden alcohol because I don't remember the exact story, but it's like someone drank it and killed someone, and then it was like this alcohol makes you do crazy things. It's like
I think it's more crazy.
Yeah, it's like the Satan alcohol, so we forbid it.
I think now it's okay. I think you can find it in France. Quite sure, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't tried, but yeah, I think you can find, but it's lower in alcohol. I think at some point it was like a crazy level of alcohol.
Because the alcohol level could be very diverse. It could be something like 40, 50, something is 60, 70 as well. So it could be very diverse in alcohol level. But if you dilute in water, so basically you have slightly bettered, you don't normally get very drunk.
Yeah.
But you don't drink like a shot, right? If you drink like a shot,
you sip it.
So you sip, but you just like want to enjoy this kind of like, alcohol. It's actually tastes really good.
Yeah, I love the taste. I have a good memory of that.
Right.
Do you still drink that much today?
I like that. I like both. I like absinthe and chartreuse. I drink it all the time. If I can find chartreuse, because it's not easy to find now. So basically, it's getting more expensive and our occasions becomes limit. So basically, you cannot find a lot of chartreuse in Hong Kong. So basically, it's not easy. I think the VEP is amazing, but it's only maybe mostly I can find auction.
Okay.
And the price has become more expensive. Yeah. But absinthe, I cannot find a really good bar for absinthe in Hong Kong. I have it in Melbourne, which is one of the best bar for absinthe. You can find so many absinthe from everywhere, different part of the world. So it's amazing. Okay. In Hong Kong, we are not a big fan. I think when I ask a lot of people, do you like absinthe? They say, no, don't come to me. Say, okay, yeah.
So if I go to Melbourne, I will send you a message.
Right.
Do you still sell as many alcohol as you were now that, sometimes when you don't know anything about it, you just want to like sell massive amounts and be like, just putting things out, earning money, and that's it. Now that you have this level of education in wine and in spirits, do you still manage to sell that much, or like do you have a different approach?
I think if you're working as a management, because my role basically, but previous job is like the beverage director. So I oversee a lot of different outlets. So basically I can sell, but my task become like more like management side, like how you educate your staff, how you educate your people to help you to sell better. So basically the training is very important. Why training is always priority, and you have to show them how to do that, how to sell how to sell this different alcohol. Because I'm overseeing not only wine, we are talking about cocktail, talking about whiskey, different kind of beverage, or even sake as well. So how are you gonna approach the customer? How you can sell by themselves? I can sell, but I cannot do my job like 6 outlets, 7 outlets. So I cannot walk everywhere and sell alcohol, right? I need to teach people. So education is more important. So this an idea that how can I transfer this kind of idea to now I want to educate people like younger generations. So many, I think it's a good thing to let them know how they do better, right? In the restaurant, how they even create the wine list, how they do inventory, how can they sell, how can they do pairing as well is important. This is why I transferred.
So tell me, if I'm a young sommelier, how should I approach like a table, or what would be the approach for a young sommelier to sell? Because actually, it's fun that you mentioned that, because in this podcast and in the lot of contents we've created, we are more on the like production side.
Yes.
But in the end, this wine, this alcohol needs to be sold.
Sure.
So, and this is basically the role of the sommelier. Sommelier it's a nice title when you work at restaurant, but your end goal, I guess, is how much wine or alcohol in general did you sell? Sure. So what's the approach for a young sommelier? Like if I want to really start upping my fingers and start really doing some results, how would you recommend to proceed?
I think the first thing the younger generation of sommelier, they need to think about, you have to find something that you really like, maybe particular bottled, even though a very commercial brand or even though very like small producer, but at least you find 1 or 2 bottle of wine that you really like. Because I always encouraging people, especially people working with me, I always tell them, it's like, you need to find something that you want to sell. Because, okay, it's my wine, but if you don't like my wine, it's hard to sell, right? You put the wine, or it's like, if you like that kind of champagne, but you don't like it, you don't really enjoy the bottle, and how can you sell it? So normally when I ask someone to sell something, at least let them try the wine first. If they really fall in love for this bottle, they can sell much more better than me. So I always talking about you need to fall in love for something first, and then just like everything in your heart. And when you approach her to the table, I think most of the customer, they will feel, oh, you really like this wine. And this is most important thing. You never sell something that you don't like. It's like, this is a very bad wine, it's very crappy wine. It's like, don't sell it. If you think the wine is so good, don't sell it to customer. Don't tell them the wine is good. Even though Yellowtail. Okay, if a Yellowtail, if you really like Yellowtail, okay, go ahead, you can sell it. Okay, but you have to drink it. Because in my wine program, every single wine that I put in the list, I will drink it by my own. Even wine by the glass, even the cheapest wine by the glass, I will drink it by myself. So every single bottle of wine, I will drink it. I really enjoy what is my selection. So if you want to be a younger generation, just so many, you want to work in the restaurant, you want to do better, find something that you really like and trying to sell hard. Trying to build up the revenue, trying to build a relationship for a customer. I think the most important thing is about the whole experience, how you build up the relationship with your guests, and they are coming back for you and remember your name. That's important, because if it create the whole experience, they cannot remember every single little thing, even one single thing from you, that means you're not very success, because you cannot bring up something special for your people. So which is, they need to learn about that, right? But that's it. Yeah.
No, I think it's interesting, and maybe like for a young sommelier, maybe you don't have the choice of what's on the wine list, because it may be like the beverage director or someone who makes it. But you can actually find one bottle that you absolutely enjoy.
At least.
And this one, you max it. You go full throttle for it, and you can find maybe a bit more than one bottle. So then that's
at least you need to read about the story behind. If you like the bottle, Because if you like something, you will actually do everything by yourself. You don't need someone push you, right? That's important. Because I teach so many people. Basically, some of people they have no interest about wine. So if you have no interest about wine, for my suggestion,
don't
better change your industry to maybe on the floor as a management. Don't work as a sommelier. So that's important for me. And then when I have an interview for different people, if you want to do sommelier, working with me together, I say okay. But I always ask one single question: do you buy wine by yourself? If you say no, I say bye bye. See you. Right? That's the small thing that's important, right? If you have a connection by yourself, if you buy wine for yourself, okay, at least you show some interest, right? And the second question I'll ask you: which wine bar you like the most? If you didn't go out for drinking, I have a doubt. Because I talk about the wine bar, you say, I went to Mato, went to Cyclone, Bar Cyclone, even though different wine bar, even Zhou Mei, right? Okay, at least you know somewhere, some places that you can find a glass of wine, right? And that's important. So this cool question always in my interview. So if you want to come, I don't have a job to hire you guys, but in the future, if you want to come to me and say I want to find a job, okay. But at least two questions you need to know, not only about the knowledge. So it's guys, if you go see Derek, better prepare for these questions. How do you what have you seen in? So it's been more like 15 years that you work in as sommelier in Hong Kong at this different level. Yeah. Only in Hong Kong. Okay. Have you noticed like a switch in the people working in this industry over the last 15 years? I think there's always a switch because 15 years before, I think we talk about the we call F&B industry. We have so many people. We have a lot of labor. So basically, nowadays we have much more less people, especially younger generation. They are not very interested to work in our industry, right? I cannot say they are lazier. I cannot say that, but they would like to work something else rather than F&B industry because our industry is pretty. You need to work very hard because in Hong Kong, your boss, they want to squeeze you like lemon. They want to squeeze as much as they can, right? So you need to work very hard. So if you work in a restaurant, normally work like 10, 11, 12 hours, which is not easy. Working 5 days, 6 days a week. So, but somehow, when I was working as a waiter, when I was a teenager. No, I mean not teenager. I'm talking about 15 years ago. I was working as a waiter. So I start everything from very basic, and learned everything after a few years, and I promoted to captain. But you need to spend 4 years, and then working at the back, polishing all the glasses, polishing all the cutlery. So I think now people, they're pretty lucky because when you're working in the restaurant as captain, you get promoted 1 year, maybe 1 year or 2 years, and so you can get promoted in the hotel, which is you're very lucky because in the old day, you work very hard, and but you cannot work on the floor. Basically, you cannot take the order. You can just only do a lot of side job, preparation, mise en place, etc. So you cannot touch anything. So now people, they're lucky. Yeah, you can advance maybe a bit faster in the career. True. And even though nowadays I think they are pretty more multitask because as mentioned before, we don't have a lot of people working in the industry. So basically, you need to, even though you're sommelier, okay, if you can see the food is coming out from the kitchen but there's no one there, I think you need to help as well because you just want to make sure the food is in the perfect condition to serve our customer. You have to explain the food as well. What is the ingredient? What's the sauce? How you're gonna enjoy the dishes? It's not. I can say in the old day, of course, it's not a job, but now it's like we need to do it because we are work as a team. We create the better environment and to help each other. So yeah, I think now it's become more difficult than before because we don't have people. That's hard, but it's a reality. Okay, that's true. Same, kind of the same question, but regarding education. So you told me earlier that you are a WSET instructor here in Hong Kong. How long have you been doing that? For actually not too long. only for 1 year.
Yeah, okay, only for 1 year.
Because I start to be educator. It's just like 1 or 2 years, before. Because I still haven't designed what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I spend my whole time for my study for my Master Sommelier. So basically, I had to focus only on study. I spent all my time for theory. But at that moment, I try to think about at that period, I cannot work as a full-time because I leave my previous company because I need to focus on my studies, so I cannot work as a full-time. So I had to think, what can I do? And I was thinking, why not I can do some education. And I think it's a good thing because I don't think a lot of people, they want to do that because it's just like somehow I can say as an educator, it's kind of boring as well. Because it's also difficult. Boring because you are not working on the floor. Because I like working on the floor to talk to the people, talk to different customers, to sell my wine and doing a very creative wine pairing as well. Somehow, if now I'm standing in front of you and then talking about knowledge, boring, right? Difficulty, second thing, if we're working as educator, second thing, how can you draw all the people, those student attention as I listen to you? They just falling asleep. Okay. It's just very difficult to draw, right? You have to be pretty interesting enough to tell about the knowledge and to make them listen to you or draw their attention. Otherwise, everyone with the high wave, they just falling asleep and then, which is no good, right?
Plus, you need to do it for like you need to draw attention, but for a long time because I guess your study session is like 2 hours or 3 hours, something like that.
True.
And so
easy.
It's easy to grab someone's attention for 10 minutes and being like, this is this place in Australia. But
10 minutes is easy.
But then when you do that for 2 hours, it's difficult. What's the profile of people wanting to pass wine set here in Hong Kong?
I think for profile, I think could be anyone.
Okay.
If you're interested about wine, I think I think study WSET is not that difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except level 4. I cannot guarantee you can pass because it's a very difficult,
Yeah, plus you have to write something.
So, level 3 has become more difficult now because I think they just want to get much more closer to WSET level 4. So level 3 and level 4, they become much more closer. I mean, talk about the content they were sharing, they are much more difficult now. But I always think if you pay a lot of time and understanding the knowledge, I think it's okay. But the most important thing for study is about how you digest those information into your memory. Otherwise, you just trying to remember without digest that information. After 1 month, you forgot naturally, right? Okay. Just say, where you can find Libbiano. I say, Libbiano? No, maybe Burgundy? So, no, it's right. But you realize that if you go into the wine shop and drink a bottle of Libbiano by yourself, take a picture and drink, somehow you get better memory. I think the best way to learn is first, if you have money. For me, I don't have money. But I always encouraging people going to the wine region to take a look by yourself. Drink their wine. If you can buy it in the market, buy it, drink it, and take a picture, and then you have much more better understanding. Because when you study about wine, if you physically you're not really know or you try those wine, actually you cannot have you cannot create a deeper memory in your brain. So basically, grab a bottle and then you remember better.
It's funny because I passed the WSET 3 last year, and I have two different things. The first part is sometimes I was just reading stuff about a wine region I never went to, like South Africa or Australia, whatever. Like, it looks stunning. I love the wines, but I just don't know the place and makes no sense. Makes no sense to me to like just be like, okay, this is this valley in this place. This is that type of climate, that type of one, blah blah. Like, I just digested this knowledge to pass the exam, but I think today I don't remember like 50% of it. And on the other hand, what you said is super true, because one of the questions I had during the exam was the difference between rosé wines from Tavel
Right.
and rosé wines from the south of France.
Wow.
And actually, we've been to like the summer before, we've been to Tavel.
Oh,
and
amazing.
we've been to
That's the best.
south of France for wine tasting, and so I was just like, okay, you know what,
Yeah.
no problem.
Easy.
I was just writing this,
Right.
and like I didn't even study that
Yeah.
during the WST,
Right.
learning and stuff. It's just I knew it because I've been there.
That's the best.
I've met people. I've tasted the wines.
Yeah.
And so obviously it was
Easy.
It was easier for me. So yeah, true. If you can travel to the
If you have money.
if you have money, and or a podcast about wine, it's a good excuse to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I think it's either travel, drink, and if you can't do these two, just read. But if you can either travel or drink the wine, it's already a good start.
Yeah, read is kind of boring.
Yeah,
but you have YouTube now, basically, right?
You have to do it. And
different social media now. Basically, you can go to YouTube and search the video, and then it's actually much more interesting to see the video from the wine region, or even the winery as well.
You can follow our YouTube channel if you are if you are a student or a WSET student or whatever. You will have plenty of knowledge from us. So that's great. You talked about wine pairing. It's an important part of the job of a sommelier as well. How do you do the wine pairing? What's your recipe for wine pairing?
Firstly, you need to have a menu from your chef.
Mm-hmm.
And you're starting to think about how you're going to pair with your wine with the food together. I'm always thinking, if you know how to cook, you do much more better pairing.
You know how to cook?
I know how to cook since pandemic.
Okay.
I didn't. Yes, because at that moment I don't have anything to do, and then I started to search YouTube. How can I cook something? And then I started to fall enough to cook something. So which is good. I learned better. So that's after that I keep asking my chef how to cook this, how to cook this one, how to do better pasta, do etc. And then I do better. I know how to cook now.
Okay.
Yeah, after a pandemic. I mean, during pandemic I learned, but now I could cook much more better. And of course, we're talking about the pairing. So firstly, you receive your menu. I know you're always thinking about fish may goes well with white wine and red meat goes well with red, but somehow it's not true. You're thinking about ingredient, you need to think about different cooking method as well. After cooking method, you think about the sauce. Wine pairing is just like experimental, because somehow you think the theory wise you think is right, but somehow when you pair with both together, that's not gonna work. Mm-hmm. Maybe somehow when you try like occasion, maybe some of the creamy dishes, you think it's a perfect match, but it's not. The bitterness comes out and the phenolic bitter, that kind of, you don't like it. You don't like it at all. I think it's all about how you is very brave enough to do something crazy. You never try, you never know. My best suggestion is, if your chef like the night wines, I think it's more easier, because your chef will come to try the wine and food and pairing together with you. I think it's much more better, because normally some of the chef, they don't drink, and then they just create a dish without thinking how you're going to pair with the wine. It's hard to get a balance, because maybe the sauce is a little bit too salty, maybe the sauce is a little bit too spicy. You cannot find a balance. But if your chef like it, you can just do some adjustment. Maybe you're going to change my wine. So that's why you can create a perfect match, perfect pairing. Because pairing, if you make it right, it's just gonna be enhance all the flavor between wine and also the ingredient itself, right? If you make it wrong, both sides, they are gonna be destroyed. So basically, no one gonna enjoy that. It's just like example, if you want to drink Bordeaux with oyster, try. And the thing is like, you don't like it. That's the worst example that Hong Kong. I think a lot of people in Hong Kong, they say, "Oh, oyster, okay, give me a bottle of Bordeaux." It's like, "Oh, okay." It's just like one of the worst pairing ever.
Absolutely.
Right?
Just thinking about that, I'm like disgusted. No, don't give me this.
No.
What's your craziest food and wine pairing that you did?
Not that crazy, but I do a lot of interesting experimental stuff. I do orange wine with abalone, but Chinese abalone. I did something like dessert. I do like, but it's also Chinese as well. Almond milk
Okay.
soup with Madeira. Okay, this is pretty interesting. And I tried one thing which is super crazy. Somehow I do a PX with truffle ice cream, truffle gelato.
Okay.
Basically, it's okay, but all PX.
The
sherry. Yeah.
the food and wine pairing with ice cream is definitely something we need to do way more, because we love ice cream and we love wine. So
Yeah.
definitely something to do.
You think it's not gonna work because sometimes it's too earthy for truffle, it's too powerful when you do PX. Because PX with ice cream is always a perfect combination. But if you put one more ingredient on the top, it's like it's not really that good. But if you find OPX, you have that kind of earthiness, savory, okay. It's okay. But it's always like you try something different. Because even though you think maybe you want to pair with char siu, barbecue pork, people always think of Pinot Noir. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe people will think about red wine.
We had this discussion with Pierre-Marie. I would, on my side, I think German Riesling.
Yes, correct.
This would be amazing.
Yes.
I haven't done it yet, but next char siu I order, I take a German Riesling as well.
But the most important thing, even though same dish, they have different recipe.
True.
So even char siu, they have different recipe as well. So we talk about the fattiness, because char siu could be very lean,
or
could be very fat.
Yeah.
And second thing, if you put into the honey grease, it could be a lot of honey or less honey. So more honey, more sweeter. Less honey, less sweeter, right? Yeah. Last thing, if you like char siu, you always think about how you burn it with if you see at the edge, we have a burn edge.
Yeah.
Somehow everywhere they're different. So this taste create this kind of bitterness. But if you're talking about a fatty char siu with a very strong honey grease, Riesling always comes. It's slightly off dry, carbonate, especially amazing pairing. This is one of the best, better than Pinot Noir.
Do it. I think we need to do it.
Much better.
We haven't done it yet, so
yeah. But I like char siu, so that's why.
Yeah, I love char siu. Honestly, it's my favorite food. I could eat that every day, lunch and dinner, no problem.
Char siu, the best.
I'm super integrated already in Hong Kong. It's been less than 1 year, but char siu is my favorite. How do you have a training about wine pairing when you're studying for sommelier, like sommelier certification and stuff, or is it just experimental?
Not really, but I will tell them how you do better.
Okay.
As I told you before, you have to taste the food and wine together. If you like it, okay, right? You have to be brave enough to do different things. If the wine doesn't work, change another one. Maybe somewhere which is crazy. If I have a Burgundy, Chardonnay, Merceau, but it doesn't work. How about a bottle of Chardonnay from South Africa? Maybe okay. But somehow, if you want to create a better pairing, you always use maybe something more crazier. Maybe some upcoming wine region, Chinese wine, why not? Wine from everywhere over the world. There's a lot of wine from different areas, right? So we're not talking about the well-developed country, of course, French wine dominant in Hong Kong, Italian wine for sure, but talking about wine from different areas. Why not to have something from Georgia, orange wine, or why not to get a Chardonnay from South Africa? Why not, right? And then they start to understand your philosophy and think, hey, you create something. Experience I haven't tried it before. I haven't seen any wine from China. And you bring me a bottle of a Chardonnay from Ningxia. Okay, why not? Right? They will remember you like, last time you bring me a bottle of blah, blah, blah. And then, okay, I remember you because you bring me this bottle, right? So somehow it's all about, of course, your knowledge need to be very good. This is like a backbone that you can have different choices. Because if you not study enough, you don't know. Wow, there's a wine from Georgia. Okay, we don't know. There's wine from South Africa. You don't know. Wow, right? There's a lot of wine in the world. If you're not able to know how can you sell that? If you don't know what is that, you cannot sell it. You cannot put in your wine list without learning. Hey, we have wine from Bulgaria. Where is that? You don't even know Bulgaria. Where is Bulgaria? Okay, right.
And on the other hand, are you sometimes approached by like domains or people selling wines basically and wanting to like make you be an ambassador of it or wanting you to like promote it on the different wine list?
Actually, I'm doing a lot of I'm helping a lot of winery doing other master class. Yeah, and also like wine dinner tasting as well, especially Bollinger. I'm helping them a lot in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So, and I think last month I doing with Decam with a skin product, also from Decam as well, from Dior. So, which is pretty happy with all of those brands, those big, not the most famous brand in the world. So I'm helping them quite a lot.
And so how does that work? Basically, you just tell sommeliers like, hey guys, let's have a drink at Le Silène at 3 p.m. before your service, and I will present you this wine and we'll talk about it.
But that one is not for the industry people. Okay. It's for outsider.
Okay.
Yeah. So tasting is like public tasting. So it's for people.
Okay. Just coming in an event or something.
Yeah. But I always tell my sommelier as well. I think the product is pretty good. Bollinger, amazing. We talk about Aldi, the best, one of the best champagne in the world. Is why not? We'll not talk about VBF. It's too expensive for us, right? We don't have money. So basically, Aldi you can sell in the restaurant. Why not? Even the vintage, way too good enough. Because I always thinking people sometimes they don't have a chance to try those products. They know the product, but they didn't have an experience to try those products. They think it's no good. But if you've been as an open wine people, you can try as much as you can, which is good. Like me, I love to try different things, right? So it's good.
Yeah, it's always amazing when you have these events. And so for the industry, how do you organize yourself for like presenting wines to the industry? Is it something you do, and how does that work?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like so. For example, the first time we saw you, you were with a team of sommelier.
Yes.
How do you do that? Are you approached by domains wanting to display their wines as well? Like how do you manage this part?
I don't really want to promote during my class because I want to teach them knowledge. But after that, maybe if they want to sponsor, of course, I bring their bottle during like the tasting session in blind.
Okay.
So basically, when I open the bottle, it's this bottle, and then don't even because I think blind tasting always comes very important for myself to have better understanding about the wine because a lot of people they're judging about labels. If you give yellow tail, oh, this is a very shitty wine, yellow tail. But if you drink blind, that's another story. When you drink, you're trying to understanding more because you know a lot of thinking about what is anything on the label, right? You don't really concern about what is the price and where is the wine come from. We just want to try the wine in blind and without knowing about what is that. So it's kind of honest.
Okay.
Because you put in blind, then you have maybe some of the very commercial brand as well. You put in blind, so, oh my goodness, that's so good. If I painful, okay, why not? Right? So if I do something like that, I will do it blind.
Okay.
So let them try the wine first.
Okay, so can happen, but you let them try the wine first. How is it to study for Master Sommelier?
It's actually very difficult because I think you have interviewed with Pierre. I think he's actually a very strong candidate. I think he's one of the best friends from us. But it basically is not easy. It's just to spend your whole life, most of the time, for study. So if you want to be a Master Sommelier, first year to pass your advanced Sommelier, which is already not easy. So after you pass your advanced...
you first need to be advanced sommelier. You can't go straight to Master Sommelier?
You need to do step by step. So basically, there are 4 different stages. So basically, you just pass the IS and the certificate sommelier. If you pass these 2, and you can try advanced, which is not easy.
Yeah.
I think we have 20 something. I think we have 20 people. They pass advanced in Hong Kong. Yes, almost 20. Yes. So basically, after that, you might have a ticket, because once you send your email to the court, basically you have to wait normally 3 years to 5 years for the waiting list.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I got a very lucky opportunity during pandemic. I think most of people cannot fly to London, right? So basically, I try to send the email to the court. Oh, can I get a position? Because I really want to try. And say, we have some, some position for you, because they believe there's no one going to London. Maybe somehow they find difficulty to go there. And I would say, okay. And I try. And 4 years before I was in London, I tried my very first attempt.
Okay.
So now it's like this year gonna be my 5th year. I don't wanna waste my time, but I try my best. It's a good journey. I know. So yeah.
Okay, so we hope this 5th year it's gonna be the last for you as a training master sommelier. And we hope you will have this one. Derek, thank you very much. I think we did a good interview together. Is there anything we didn't mention you wanted to mention in this interview?
Okay.
Okay, so if you have a team of sommeliers you want to train, you know that Derek is here.
Now you know.
Now you know. If you're looking to work to sell more wine, basically, you need to train your team, and for this you need to hire the right people. I think I saw you're a DJ as well.
Yes. I think I like music, then same as the level I like wine,
Okay.
Because I think it's all about how you enjoy your life better. It's just like a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Music, that's very important in my mind. Wine somehow is very important in my life as well. So why not both?
True.
Right? We cannot have only one thing in our journey, in our life, right? Which is kind of like, I cannot say boring, but somehow you can get something as a hobby or somehow, right? Music is like amazing thing, to make you relax. It's just like a perfect partner. Yeah, together. Especially when you have a difficult time, and then when you listen to some of the music, you feel okay. You feel like
true,
right? So that's why I like music.
True. Yep. So you can also follow Derek for his DJ work.
Why not?
And yeah, you mix in clubs and stuff, or just for yourself producing music?
I did a underground music for more than my sommelier journey.
Okay.
So basically, I was a resident DJ in Oma, which is, I don't know, do you know it or not? Because actually is one of the most famous underground music nightclub.
Okay.
Rather than the big EDM nightclub, we are very different, because I think we like something different. Just like sommelier, somehow they can create like kind of like personality. Like you have wine selection, but at the same time I get my music selection as well, which is similar. We have my own philosophy. We have my own music selection, wine selection. Why not?
True.
Yeah.
Derek, I have 3 last questions as a conclusion for this interview. The first thing is, do you have a book that you would recommend to me about wine?
The best thing, if you somehow it's kind of boring for most of people, but I would like to recommend you to read if you like how to make wine or even understanding the viticulture vinification. I always recommend Wine Silence from Jimmy Good. He's my good friend. So basically, it's pretty interesting to understand it, especially when you go to the vineyard and you see all the vine. And if you don't have the knowledge, you don't know what is that. Where is it? What is Gouillard training? What is Coton? You don't even know. And then how can they manage the pruning or even blah blah blah? And then if you understand how they make wine, because a winemaker or even grower, they spend their whole year for only one harvest, only one batch, and that's it. If the vintage is bad, you have nothing.
Yeah, it's the end.
Right? It's like you have frost, you have hail, you're done. Right? But if you understanding how they make wine is more interesting. But I like that.
Nice. Do you have a recent tasting that you loved?
tasting, I really like a bottle of a Italian wine. I know.
Okay, nice.
Most of people
No,
they will
no,
say French wine,
I
but
love the Italian.
you know, I just come back from Baono.
Okay, nice.
But basically, I tried that Baono is Giuseppe Mascalero, 1961, from last 2 weeks in Hong Kong, with one of my best friend's birthday, so which is incredible condition. 61 is an absolutely legendary vintage in Baono, and the condition of the wine is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I would imagine
Incredible.
that this is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And finally, who is the next person I should interview?
I always, because I was in Italy with him, I think it's I would like to recommend Cherish Ho from Zest Hospitality. They also own Hudson Cool, a lot of very good restaurant, Ring, a lot of star restaurant from him. Very lovely guy to have an interview with him. So he's also studied for his Master Sommelier exam as well. So good guy from Hong Kong.
Amazing. We'll definitely do it. Thank you very much, Derek.
Amazing.
It was a very nice interview. For people watching it, I hope you enjoyed this interview as well. If you liked it, don't forget to share it, to subscribe, to send this interview to a few friends, and to go have a drink to talk about it. I think it would be a nice conclusion to this episode. Derek, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And see you soon.
Thank you. Amazing.
Perfect.